Hello, welcome everybody to this
Indeed.
live video production week, this 2023 edition. Welcome, and first of all, let's welcome my co host today and the big mentor of this training week, Stephen. Thank you so much and welcome. the microphone,
Thank,
it's yours.
uh, thank you for hosting and welcome everyone. And I've just seen a notification you're going live on LinkedIn as well. So hello to LinkedIn, hello to Chris, hello to everybody who's
Hello,
watching us
Chris.
live on Facebook and all the other places where we're live. Now, this week is a special week. We've all been friends for several years now, and it's good to actually get together and talk about the software that we can use to live broadcast during the course of this week. Today is Marco on StreamYard, okay, which tomorrow is Nick Wood with Be Live. Wednesday is myself with Wave Video. Thursday is Linda Sunshine West and myself on. They've changed the name. It used to be Melon. It's now Streamlabs Talk Studio. And on Friday, Joe Shepherd and I will be live on OneStream. But today is all about StreamYard, Marco.
Okay, but we can talk a little bit more because I'm the host. I rule the house.
It is. That's the thing about being a host, isn't it? You're a producer and host, and you decide what goes.
Yes, and as far as you are here, it would be silly not getting a little pick your brains or so.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to tell people why and when this training week started, which was your main objective. And we have here Joe as well and Alec. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome,
Would you
Joe.
mind, Stephen, talking a little bit? What did you had in mind when you started this project?
Well, we still live in exciting times, but 4 or 5 years ago, we had a choice of systems to actually broadcast on, and we were talking just before the show. You can't try everything. Try as you might, you're going to have your favorite. You're going to go with your favorite, and I'm with Live. You're with StreamYard, and Joe's going with OneStream. We all have different systems that are our favorites, and it's a bit like spreadsheets and word processors. You go with your first love, and you're not going to be dragged away. You're going to use it. But what do these other systems do was the question, because every system is different. Every system has its strengths and weaknesses. I thought, well, wouldn't it be good to actually have a week of shows showcasing the systems? Now, this 2023, we've got two systems have dropped out because we don't use them. Well, we've got licenses to them, but we don't use them, so we drop one of them, and then the other one is going to have to be a corporate thing, really, I suppose. So we've got two new entrants this year. OneStream Live, which is the one-stop shop for live video, because it's not just got a live studio. You can broadcast up to 40 destinations, and you can use live. You can either go live or use pre-recorded video, which is absolutely brilliant. And the other new one, basically, we're very fortunate to be able to buy some of our software on AppSumo. So Melon was available on AppSumo a couple of years ago. So I got a lifetime license to it, which is still being honoured by Streamlabs, because it's now been relabeled as Streamlabs Live Studio. But basically, this is an opportunity this week to find out more about the systems that are out there and then make a decision as to which one you're going to use. We don't critique. We're here to champion rather than pull to bits. So we play to the strengths of each individual system and get to know what they can do. And then you've got your own case for using them, whether you're using personal or for business, and you match to the system. Now, we've got a level playing field, because if you're watching us on Facebook at the moment, everybody can broadcast in 720. Some systems can do 1080. StreamYard's in 1080, I think. Yes, Be Live tomorrow will be in 10. In fact, most systems now are 1080p on Facebook. That's the change that's taken place over the last 18 months or so. because it used to be only streaming partners could do that. But it's basically this week is to answer the questions about the systems that are out there. They're all web based, they're all capable of doing a good broadcast, providing you've got the story to tell and the cameras to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you mentioned, I'm a fan of the little duck. And the thing is, this goes back to the moment I got LinkedIn Live, and back to those days, the system I was using was mainly Be Live. But the thing is, it
Mhm.
didn't allow me to go live on LinkedIn. So first, I started with OBS, that spooky,
Yeah.
with that spooky side. But for instance, by these days, I can't um, make my live shows mainly on Amazon without using OBS, because it's my virtual uh, webcam, and I create there my scenes and everything. And I really love the fact that OBS exists. But the thing is, then I tried other platform, which I bought also on a AppSumo deal. But the thing is, I was not happy with that tool. So meanwhile, StreamYard arrived to the table, and so far I'm a really happy StreamYard user. Meanwhile, we kind of strengthen our collaboration. I'm also a StreamYard remote producer, so besides the software um, side of the platform, it's also other things that StreamYard allowed it to me, that I'm really grateful, and I wouldn't
Right.
be happy
Yeah.
if I
The
wouldn't
thing,
mention.
yeah. The thing that has happened though is that StreamYard were taken over by Hopin. How's that affected you?
Well, I think in the overall it was even better, because they started making some events. Also, they wanted to get some collaboration from me as well. So I believe that it was even better, because
Yeah.
I think that maybe before that the team was a little bit shorter, okay, and
Hmm.
some things were a little bit more difficult to be made, and other things. So I believe that uh, the fact that Hopin bought StreamYard was even better in the overall, and the
The
integration.
engineering teams increased over the time.
I think the team
Yeah.
increased in all departments. It got bigger and probably better as well. Okay,
Mm.
and we have here Alex saying EVMux. Yes, EVMux, it's a pretty nice tool as well. I believe that in the overall the tools I've tried, EVMux, it's the more complex, but at the same time a little bit more complex than others. For instance, on the other side lays StreamYard, which for me it's easiest to work with. So we only have 5 days, so that's the thing. We need to make some choices, and unfortunately, EVMux was not it's not here this week. Maybe in the future we will get it back.
Well,
And
EVMux
yes,
is coming from a different side of things, isn't it? It's coming from the webinar side of things, possibly, or
and it is, for instance, for events, it's a pretty nice tool. For
yeah, event.
online congresses, it's a really nice tool. It has some features that so far I didn't saw in other tools, and features that make a huge difference if you are used to make remote production. Those features, they are really useful. But the thing is, I believe most of the people, they just want or at least a lot of people, they just want a tool to bring some graphics, bring some people, hit the button, go live, and we are
Yeah.
live. ready to spread our word. So
Mm.
I think we can make a quick overview of
Surely. Yeah.
StreamYard. Let's do this. So this is how my studio looks. Okay. Here I have, you can create a live show. One of the things I made, let me share this story with you because Stephen, it's, you are saying all the time it's about stories. So
It is.
you know, you know that I made the Camino couple of, well, 1 month, a little bit more than 1 month ago, and one of the things I had in mind was kind of one time a day, two times, twice a day, making a live show, sharing my thoughts about the Camino. The thing
Mhm.
is, I was not able to do that because my physical and mental condition were
You've been recovering.
yes. So one of the things you can do, and for instance, if you are doing this thought of things that you need to go live but you don't have the time to prepare or you don't have the right gear. For instance, I only had my mobile phone, and it's not the same thing presetting a live show from the mobile than from a laptop. Okay, so I had all these live shows presetted. I believe that I will use this in the next Caminos I'm gonna do. Hopefully there will be some. So what you can do, you can come here and you have these three options, and this last on air webinar, it's one of the latest features that StreamYard allows you. Okay, so you can make a webinar with StreamYard. Why this is good? Because most of the webinar platforms, they require your viewers to download something and then to install whatever. With this, you don't need that, and we know that usually people don't like to do lots of clicks.
Indeed. Totally.
So you can do on air webinar. You can make a recording. For instance, if you want to record videos or a podcast, for instance, I was willing to start a podcast early this year. I'm getting a little bit some troubles, but hopefully, at least if not before, at least in September, it will
Mhm.
come to life. Or
Right.
you can make a live show. So let me show you. Okay, you can select the source. This could be a actually live show, or you can use a pre-recorded video. Okay,
Mhm.
you can select the recording. Here you can select the destinations. Okay, you can add another one if you want. Okay, there you go. What else? You have here the past live streamings. Okay, you can here in these three dots, you can download, you can share, you can schedule a new broadcast, or you can just delete if you don't want them anymore, or if you don't need. The thing is, you have a given amount of storage, and if you go over that, you need to start deleting your shows.
Yeah.
Before that, please download them. That's my recommendation.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
What? Yes,
Yes.
you have here also the videos. Okay, they those that are stored, you can broadcast them again. You can repurpose. Okay, you can use these two features. You can make uh, 16:9 horizontal, or you can use them for reels or
Uh-huh.
stories. Okay, pretty nice.
So that's
What
neat.
else? Sorry.
That's really I like that. The Reels feature. I like that. That's very
Yes,
handy.
and the thing is, you can sync your accounts and then share it directly without the need to
Mhm.
download and then upload whatever.
Yeah.
This is pretty practical and
Right.
straightforward.
And the videos that you've got here, are these the ones that you actually use on Amazon as well?
This no, for instance, if I want to get a video on Amazon, I need the feature sharing on the studio. These
All
ones,
right.
they are the one that I live shows I actually made and didn't
Mhm.
delete it so far. Okay,
Right.
this is kind of a collection, whatever.
Yes.
They
Okay.
are stored here. Okay, here is the destinations. Okay, you can add all these options. You in the plan I use, you can add up to 3 more people. Okay, so for instance, if you are in a shared account, you can bring them here, and you don't need to be sharing passwords or
Right.
whatever. You can have them here, which is pretty
Okay.
nice as
So,
well.
so, so what can team members do? Can they go
It
live?
depends. Yes. So for
Uh-huh.
instance, share this. Okay, you can, and then you can share the role for them. Okay, co-host or admin. The admin, as usual, can do everything, uh, like kick you off. So, and all these sort of things. Okay, so let's move on. Let's take a look at the studio. Let me get here. So
Right.
here
So
is
I'll
where you
come
can.
back.
Sorry.
I had to, I had to
So
explain to Angelica why I'm not having coffee. Okay. I'm on the
okay,
road. Okay.
so this is one important feature, okay, because you can see that my microphone it's working, and I can't stress enough because I don't know you, Steven, but I started lots of live shows with my microphone disconnected, and I'm not saying this was at the beginning. I'm saying that, for instance, I don't know, probably 1 month ago or even less, I
Yeah.
started a live streaming with my microphone off, and suddenly I got shut down from
Yeah.
Amazon, and I was wondering what happened here. So
Then
this
you
is
go.
something.
Yeah. Then you go and watch the replay and find out you no sound at all for 4 or 5 minutes. And
Yep,
yeah, I
and
mean, it's a bit of because when people are watching us on Amazon Live, they can just watch the pictures. They don't need to listen to us. They don't need to unmute us. So the strange thing is the majority of people who watch Amazon Live watch it with the sound off. So it doesn't make any difference whether you're talking or not. Anyway, that's
yep,
just,
yep,
yeah. But that's a handy
yep.
feature.
Yes, that's something that we should be aware of. Okay, so here you can mute yourself, stop camera, and then you can go to the settings. Okay, you can set by default on my side I have 720 because this is the definition resolution that Amazon allows it, and uh, I'm not the most attentive person, and sometimes I tend to forget this, and I Amazon doesn't allow me to go live, and oh, okay, I forgot to change the
Yeah.
resolution, so let me leave it like this. Okay, you can use audio avatars, and also you can add automatically. For instance, you upload or you bring screen sharing, and with this on, this will automatically go to the screen. I rather use it like this so I can manage on my
Yeah.
own. Here you can choose the webcam you want to use, and also to choose the resolution up
Right.
to 1080p.
Right. How many cameras can you have at one time?
I think I can have some. I'm not using, because as long as I'm sharing this, I'm using cameras on OBS,
Yeah.
but I guess at least you can have two.
Okay.
Then you have here the mic and audio options. Here it's where my microphone is. This is a virtual mixer. My audio system, it's a little bit complex because I have a physical mixer, then I have a virtual mixer. It's not it's not
No,
easy to understand.
it's not
Okay,
for
you
the
have this.
faint-hearted.
Sorry.
You've really, it's not for the faint-hearted. You've really got to be interested in mixing and sound and
And
getting
routing,
the most out of it.
yes. Yes, it's because I have lots. Hello, DJ. How are you? There's a lots of things here happening, so you can have this option echo cancellation, and we go back to this time when COVID came and we were all making live video calls, and at the same time, kids coming around, noises, whatever. So they came with this echo cancellation, which is a nice feature because some of us and I learn in the not so better way that I should not listen to the sound from the speakers. So always good to
Yeah.
wear earphones or headphones to avoid echo, but we have this feature. I think it's better to use headphones, but if we have a redundant situation, I think it's never bad. Okay, so you
Yeah.
can use stereo audio, but this is only, for instance, if you want to broadcast music played, um, live music. Otherwise, I don't think it's important to have this. You have also the virtual background feature. I'm not a huge fan because most of the times we don't have the right computer, the right camera, and the right lights. And
Well,
if it doesn't,
yeah.
sorry,
Sorry. Now, and we've got a problem as well because you and I broadcast a lot on Amazon Live. And if you're using a virtual background, you can't do this. You cannot show product against a virtual background. It just doesn't work. The product will disappear into the background.
yep, yep, that's the thing. And for instance, today I'm wearing this green shirt, and I this happened once to me. I started the live show with a virtual background, and suddenly I was seeing some boats and whatever on my shirt, and I thought something is not right here. So I believe you should be really aware of what you're doing if you want to use virtual backgrounds. Okay, and DJ is saying I haven't used StreamYard in a bit. I use Resteam, but I see all the wonderful new features in the last 2 years. Yes, they came with pretty nice features. We have this local recording. Okay, you can choose record locally for each participant, and also record a separate audio file for each participant. This is pretty useful if, for instance, you like to edit afterwards. If you
Mhm.
have a podcast, it's pretty useful as well. One of the struggles, even though I'm not an specialist on podcasting, one of the struggles is to edit audio tracks. So if everything it's in the same audio track, it's pretty difficult, if not impossible, to edit some noises, whatever. For instance, you're talking, someone else has the microphone open, makes a noises
Mm.
that
Yeah.
somehow make they go
Well,
through the whole audio. It's
yeah. Well,
impossible if you only have one track to edit. If you
yeah.
have more than one, each speaker has his own track. You can edit this easily just by muting, for instance, in the editing. Okay, so this is pretty practical. For instance, if you want to make short videos, video nuggets, because they will be kind of clean, full screen, you can get a better video file. You have these hotkeys which are pretty nice. I don't know if you ever heard, Stephen, about Stream Deck. And the fact that you can use hotkeys, it's pretty awesome, okay, because you can switch things really easy. And this is something that I like to. And we have all these things. For instance, this is another new feature from StreamYard. Some other platforms they already have this. They had this before. The fact that your guests can go live on their own platforms as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is pretty useful. Um, play sound. This is really nice for me, at least. Play a sound when guests enter, because sometimes I'm working in other things, and if I wouldn't had the chance to listen, okay, the guest arrived. He they will be waiting like okay, there's this
Yeah.
sound which is pretty useful.
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
want to be rude, do you, and ignore people?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's the main things you can do here in the definition. So let me jump into the studio. So let me bring myself here. Okay. We have all these layouts. These are kind of built in. And now another thing that StreamYard allows is to edit layouts. Okay.
Mhm.
For instance, I can create my own layouts. I can add new options. Okay. As you can see, it has these guidelines which are pretty useful to get everything aligned. You have these options so you can, for instance, if you want to have like this cropped,
Mhm.
or you can have, I don't like that much this option. I think this feel it's pretty good. Okay, then you can save, and then you can have all them listed. You can create a new one, and you can add uh, camera slot, media slot. For instance, you can bring a video. This is kind of an OBS simplified, okay, where you can create
Yeah.
your own scenes, and
Understood.
then you can get more customization. Also, you can see here all the destinations. And one of the things you can do here is, let's think about this. You want to make a live show, but
Mhm.
you want somehow promote it in other platforms. Like, for instance, you want to make the main room LinkedIn, but at the same time, you want to promote it in Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever. Oh, okay, LinkedIn, it's the Twitter. So what you can do is, okay, you start the live show like this first 5 minutes, and now I want to invite you to come to LinkedIn. You have the
Mhm.
link in the video description. You can show
Right.
it also in a crawler, and then you can turn off, remove it, and there you go. Usually, I don't use this feature, but for instance, this happened to me sometimes. uh, I was live on Amazon, and for instance, because of the microphone thing, I was shut it down. What I made, I removed the Amazon destination, and I added again. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so I was able, without shutting down the live show, I kept talking to other uh, platforms, but meanwhile I was adding Amazon again, and I was able to go live on Amazon again. I believe this is a pretty nice and
It
practical
is. That's a
thing.
neat feature.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also, you have the banners, okay, and you can use this option, or you can just have a kind of lower third option. Okay, it's pretty easy to create, and then you can choose this option. That's okay, or like this, or you can add a crawler. Easy to use. Okay, you can, if you have more than one show, you can come with different folders, so you can have this all clean.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. You have also this brand tab. Okay, I have different tabs. Okay, and here you can set different colors. For instance, your brand colors. You can set a different theme. Another nice feature, as you can see, that came some not so far ago, it's showing headlines. Like for instance, you want to show the name of the show, your position in a given company, whatever. Okay. You have also this logo option. And here you can use JPEG, you can use PNG, or you can use a GIF like you are seeing right now.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. If you
Yes.
want to go a little bit more fancy, it allows you to use GIFs. You have also this overlay option. Okay. This is a normal feature. You have also, I have, as you can see, I don't have that much. I have also video clips. Here I'm pretty simple. Okay. I only have the intro and the outro, end of story.
Right.
Okay. You have the background. You can have also background music. Okay. You can set the loop or not. You have these ones that are presetted and you can bring some more. Be aware, use copyrighted free music or buy them. Okay. Because, oh, it was, if it's on internet, it's free. No, it's not.
It's not.
Okay. We don't want
Mm.
you to get, because the thing is, there's layers of troubles you can go through without by using this copyrighted music. You can have some videos muted or not shown in some countries. It's not that bad. You can get your videos shut it down, you can get your channel shut it down, or you can get sued because you're using musics that you don't have the rights to do that. So I
Yeah.
would avoid
Yeah.
that.
I mean, on Facebook and YouTube, there are no exceptions at all. Playing copyright material, as Marco said, you might not get caught the first time, but sure as you will get caught eventually. And when you do get caught, the penalties, as Marco described, you don't even get a chance to appeal. You can lose your Facebook page overnight. And if you lose your Facebook profile, you can lose all your pages overnight, no right to appeal. And it's just not worth it, is it?
Yeah, absolutely not. And and the thing is, let me be clear with Facebook. Even though you have the chance to appeal, probably you won't be heard because a hacker stole my Facebook page February last year, and so far I didn't got it back.
Yeah.
With lots of emails, print screens, whatever, nothing happened. And even or she, I don't know who it was, made some expenses on Facebook ads,
Mhm.
and I lost the money too. So that's the thing. Okay, so DJ makeup time that will lower third. I might need to get a StreamYard account and check it out because it has been so long. Yes, you should. I remember when they didn't have music and I was trying to use Spotify royalty free for music. And the thing is, by these days, there's a platform, probably you already know, Stephen, that for me it's an amazing platform for getting for content creators.
Mhm.
Pixabay, they have everything: images, illustrations, move videos, sound effects. It's amazing, and you don't get troubles by using them. Okay, and you can compensate the creators. There's a feature like a buy me a coffee feature ish
Mhm.
feature that you can use, and it's pretty practical. Okay, also you have this nice feature, the private chat, so you can
Mhm.
communicate with other people that are in the room. So okay, you should be a little bit faster if you want to share some informations with them which could be useful. You have the comments section here, so you can show what people are saying. Okay. Good thing they don't get automatically into the screen. So if there's people not so friendly commenting, the comments won't be shown in the screen. Okay. So there you go. Let me see if I'm missing something. Okay, you have here the invitation button. You just need to copy it or you can send it. You can pick here if you want the guest or not to stream on their own destinations. Okay, let me see. So here you can mute yourself. You can stop the camera. You can go to the settings here as well. Okay, and you, oh, another nice feature, present. Okay, for instance, if I need to bring a video from for Amazon, I go here,
Mhm.
video file, and then I pick a video. Okay, for instance, usually I go here, which is the folder where I have my pre-recorded, my shoppable videos, or you can. Oh, a nice thing is slides. So you can sync this with Google Slides, okay,
Mhm.
and get the slides directly from there. That there, or you can bring your own PowerPoint deck and upload it directly to StreamYard, okay, without the need of screen share, because this is
Yeah.
one of the most challenging things. People usually don't have two screens, okay, and this happened to me when I was producing some events. I only have one screen. So, for instance, if there's any question, you are chatting with, sending private messages to the speaker, and he or she is not seeing them because full screen, the only thing they can see it's the presentation. So, with this option, you can upload directly the PowerPoint to StreamYard and move it from there, which is pretty practical. It has some limitations, but have in mind one of the things you should not put lots of things in a presentation. I think this is one of the problems. People tend to to
I,
put too much things in the
yeah.
presentations, and then we have a problem. Okay,
Keep it,
so you
keep
can
it
bring
simple.
here an extra camera. Okay, right now I can't access to my devices, and the regular share screen where you can share a Chrome tab, a window. So if you want to bring uh, a PowerPoint like usual or other software, whatever, or the entire
So,
screen.
yeah. Stream Deck software, for example.
Yes, you can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
You can let me showcase. There you go, and you can see Stream Deck here, software. Okay, so I believe that I went through all the. Oh, there's a last. It's not a feature. It's a platform that StreamYard came up. It's the collab. Okay, so if you have a podcast or a live show with which you usually you have guests, you can come to this platform, and then you can find or be founded to get invitations for live shows or podcasts, whatever.
Mhm.
And I believe this is pretty practical.
Awesome. I learned some things there. It's amazing what happens because you basically software is released gradually. And if you've not seen something for 12 months, which I haven't in terms of StreamYard, then it's come on leaps and bounds. And there's some nifty features there, which I can say that nobody else has, which is good. Yeah. How
Yes,
many people? How many people on screen?
I think with the with the big plan, you
Yeah.
can have up to 12 and
Mhm.
some more waiting in the green room,
All
because
right.
there's a plan. I think it's the business.
Yeah.
It has a green room as well.
right? And I've got to be honest here because we're talking about broadcasting in general. Uh, if I was going to have 12 people on screen, I would go to Zoom. Yeah. No, I'm talking generally because the thing is, I mean, in your experience as well, I've only ever had a maximum of 5 people on screen at one time. I mean, in the restream days, we went up to 8,
Mm-hmm.
but since we stopped restream, I think 4 or 5 is the most I've had on screen at one time.
Yes. Well, the thing is, because for instance, this has integration with hoping and this thought
Yeah,
of things, it's easy, even though this was one of the lessons I've learned. This is not related with the software itself, but with getting people.
yeah,
Don't go to that much people. Let me tell you why. This was a kind of a round table. Okay, not even a round table. It was, there were 10 people in the screen
mhm,
talking about their projects, and some people they went over time, and the thing
yeah,
is last 2 people were not able to share their things, and this broke my heart, believe me. And the thing
yeah,
is, I
yeah,
was the person which had to shut down the live show.
yeah,
Okay, I was kind of
yeah,
the guy
yeah.
behind the the black mask, and this broke my heart because, and the thing is, there was this lady which was overtime a lot, and she said, "Well, I went overtime, but I shared insightful information." Yes, but because of you, some people won't be able to talk or to speak,
Yeah.
whatever. So, this is one of the big lessons I've learned through this, and we have we have Jim Fuse as well here. Oh,
Greetings,
DJ,
Jim.
it's she's asking what does the leave studio button do?
There are 2 ejector seats, and if Marco presses that button, then we both get ejected out of the studio.
Yes. Without parachute.
Indeed. Yeah.
Okay, and Ecam and Ecam and StreamYard allow more on screen now. I don't like more than 4 people on a screen. People don't really get enough talk time. Yes,
Yeah.
this is pretty challenging. Yes,
It,
this
that
is
that
pretty
that's totally it. If you've got, I mean, we're both getting roughly 50-50 on this broadcast. If it's just you and you've got an hour show, you talk for an hour. If there are 2 of you, you both talk for around about 30 minutes, 4 of you, 15 minutes. Once you get over that, you're allotted time. I've seen screens with 20 people on. If it's an hour show, you get to talk for 3 minutes and listen for 57. And to me, that's not an enjoyable experience. I think
not
it
at
is.
all.
If it's a private meeting, all well and good. But if you're broadcasting publicly, then everybody should get a fair chance, and a fair chance would be 3 minutes, which means you actually got to sit there looking like you're actually listening for 57 of them, and we can't do that. We can't do
and
that.
and, and there's a big chance that you won't even be able to stalk, because it's pretty easy that 2 3 people or even more they go
Yeah,
over time, and okay, now it's time. Shut it down. Okay, bye bye. See you next week.
yeah,
Better luck next time. And this is really frustrating. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so DJ, it's saying, she's saying, I would hate to waste people times for 650. And the thing is, and we should be aware of this as well. If we are inviting people, if you are getting people to talk, and we
Mhm.
know this is getting people, when we get an invitation, it's something that we like. It's also a pride thing, a ego thing, and we want to talk. Okay, we are not invited to listen to others. When I am invited to something, I'm invited to talk, not to listen. That's the thing. And if you don't have the chance to talk, it's pretty frustrating, and it's not a good thing to do. So have that in mind, because sometimes, oh, I want to have all of you on my live show, but if I don't have the chance to talk, pretty dangerous.
There are exceptions, like the shows that are taking place this week, where the host is actually demonstrating the system, which thank you, Marco, for doing that. I know more than I did before. But generally speaking, if you have a guest on your show, then for a 60-minute show, you just speak for 20 minutes, your guest for 40. That's the sort of ratio you should be looking at, because people, Mark and I have talked about this back in the early days when we first started broadcasting together. And we used to say that you've got to honour your guest. I mean, people can see you every week. They can only see your guest once on your show. So be mindful of that and make sure that your guest gets the chance to tell stories.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's a new a little add-on to that. Even though it's good to have guests, it is pretty good. You learn a lot. There's new people coming into your live shows because your guests, hopefully, they will share this, so they promote, and then their community will arrive as well. But there's one thing, a recommendation that I'm gonna give you: don't go only interviewing people, okay? Because you don't want to be known as the interviewer. I at some point I had this feeling that people just recognizing me. Oh, he does nice interviews. You
Mm-hmm.
should have your own solo live shows to bring your knowledge, so people can, okay, he knows, she knows about something. Okay.
But
Even though, and don't get me wrong, it's pretty difficult to excel a good interview. Okay. It's you have to know, for instance, the topic you are talking about. You have to know, you need to be an amazing listener. Otherwise you will look a little bit dumb, like, okay, what you said, and then the conversation doesn't have a
no,
nice flow as well. And I believe that for the guest, and even for people that are listening, watching the live show, they want to see some flow. Otherwise it gets a little bit awkward, because there's this cutted thing, without breaking everything, which I don't think it's a nice experience.
it is. Marco and I have learnt a new skill over the last 18 months, and we do it virtually. We do it most weekdays. We go live and we talk to ourselves for 1 or 2
Yes,
hours.
kind of. Yes.
It is. Amazon is totally different, isn't it? Because I know
Yes.
you go live on Amazon using StreamYard, so it's germane to what we're talking about today. But to broadcast on Amazon, even, I mean, you've been there 2 years now. Easy.
I'm almost two and something, because I started back in March 2021.
Okay. Yeah.
I
2 years.
started a little bit earlier than you. I
You
think
did.
someone took
Well,
some time to convince you.
you kept twisting my arm saying you'll enjoy this, and I was saying, okay,
Come, Steven.
I'll do it. Anyway, I eventually got going, and we're both over there, and we both broadcast on a regular basis. It is such fun to do a show over on Amazon Live, but you do need the resources to do it. And this is where StreamYard and the system we're looking at tomorrow, Be Live, actually score. Because a lot of people go live on Amazon Live start off with the mobile phones. And we see a lot of people broadcasting using the mobile phone, and there's nothing wrong in that. It's not the best way to do it, but there's nothing inherently wrong with that. And then we find people who are using OBS. And as Marco said earlier, OBS requires a certain amount of dedication, a certain amount of learning. There's a steep learning curve to master it. The other thing is that OBS is using your computer's processing power, whereas both StreamYard and BeLive are actually using their own processing power. We're only getting this end result on our browsers. But we've now mastered the art of talking to ourselves, and actually, this is going to sound weird. Actually, enjoying doing so. You know, there's somebody out there, but today we've got to be grateful to everybody who's commented, because it's the comments that keep the broadcast alive. But when we're out on
Absolutely.
Amazon Live and we are selling, people don't, because on Amazon Live you've got to unmute the broadcast, and if you don't unmute it, you're just watching us. Which means that we've got to have an action-packed show with plenty of movement and playing videos and everything. But it is a totally different experience from broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. One to be enjoyed. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the thing is, for me, it's even more challenging because there was lots of new words that came to my vocabulary when you are not an English speaking native. This is kind of awkward because let me share this with you. Sometimes I'm talking about something and I don't have idea about the name of that uh, part, whatever. So
Yeah.
there's this word that fits all thing. This thing. It really is.
Well, that's a language situation. I've got the other situation where you just simply forget. You forget
Yes.
the word for just in that moment. Yeah. As soon as you finish broadcasting, it all comes back to you. But in that moment. But it is great fun to actually broadcast. I mean, we're very lucky. I mean, we've followed this through from the early days of live broadcasting. It's improved leaps and bounds all the time. The quality of the video, as Marco mentioned, with StreamYard, separate soundtracks, and the ability to share slides, all of this, it makes broadcasting enjoyable. And that's what it should be. We do. I mean, we're here today, so we do enjoy broadcasting, don't we, Marco?
I think we both enjoy a lot. Not just enjoy. I think it's not enough.
Well,
This is
the thing is that we could actually broadcast 24/7. I'm pretty sure, but we take weekends off.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't do any live broadcasting at weekends. I actually go out and, as you do, get some fresh air. How's the football
Yes,
going?
it's important, and I think we can start wrapping up and giving some
Okay,
last minute advices. And
over to you.
one of the things you can share some as well because I know that you know
That's kind of you.
nice things. One of the problems with these with live shows, live video, is that they are energy drainers. Okay, don't think that even though we look happy, funny, whatever, and we are, at least I am, I believe Stephen, he
I
is as
am.
well, and for instance, DJ as well, Chris, and good to see you here, Chris, as well. The thing is, this requires a lot of energy. So if you get addicted by this, you should make yourself a kind of a break. Like, okay, for instance, when I started my live shows with guests, the special marketing live show, I used to go live at night after
Mhm.
dinner because it was a prime time. I had lots of viewers, whatever. But the thing is, at some point, my else was saying, Marco, you should stop. So right now, well, if it's an exceptional invitation, I could work at night, but at 7 p.m., usually I stop because, and the thing is, with all the excitement you get, your heart will be like really excited, okay, and it's not easy to slow down uh, at night so you can have a nice rest. So this is my last advice. Stephen, do you want to
Yeah.
come up with one?
Uh, they've, they've put me on the spot. Look, um, right. Okay. The other thing is, I'm going to be totally honest about this, is that the only person you can be when you're broadcasting live, irrespective of the platform you're broadcasting on, is yourself. We know of people who are different to what they are in real life. If you met Marco and I, then you know we're exactly the same on video as we are in real life. So don't pretend to be somebody else. It's your story to tell. you should be the one telling it and enjoy doing so.
Absolutely. And the thing is, and we have this temptation. Okay, let me, because I know that formula works with that person. I'm going to try. But the thing is, I believe lots of people will love your real tone. Okay, don't, and you will be better doing your real tone than imitating someone. So this is something that I should recommend to you. And there's one thing that it's for sure, it's granted. You may start shy, kind of nervous, but this is a progress. Okay. I look back to my first videos and I laugh. I'm not ashamed because I
Yeah.
started there. I don't have that feeling, oh my God, oh, shame on me. No, I'm happy. I smile because they were not good at all. And in the, at least in the image perspective and sound perspective. But the thing is, those were the videos that allowed me to come till here. And I think this is something that you should have in mind. Stephen, I'm gonna leave you, let you wrap up and kind of build the bridge for tomorrow.
Right. Thank you. Marco, I know far more about StreamYard than I did before. It's got features that I didn't know about. And this video, if you watched it this far, thank you. It's all about the audience. Thank you to Joe. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to
DJ
Alec. And of
and
course
Jim.
to DJ. Yeah. And that, basically, you've helped make the show. And Jim. Yeah, not forgetting Jim. Dropped by. Okay, so StreamYard. We know that this is a powerful system, that it is well financed. It is part of the Hopping Group, and Marco uses it every time he goes live on Amazon. So you can't say fairer than that. So Marco is a heavy user of StreamYard, not a casual user, a real user. That's the word.
More than 200 pounds.
Yeah, we have another real user tomorrow, which is our good friend Nick Wood, and Nick normally broadcasts with me on a Monday. This week, though, he's on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK. He will be on be.live, which is a favourite platform of one or two people around here at the moment. But we've had a fantastic insight into how to use StreamYard in your broadcasting. So I've been glad to be here. I always am. It's always great when the two of us get together. So from me
Absolutely.
in Wiltshire in England, it's goodbye for now.
And
So
myself,
take care. And
Viana do Castelo, Portugal. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.